Viral Sweepstakes is our most popular type of campaign. It accomplishes everything. It helps you grow your email list. It helps engage your existing followers. It helps increase your referrals across social networks and email. I'm going to show you how to create one now. First thing you want to do is find a good template. I'm going to click Sweepstakes to kind of narrow things down. Most of our templates are sweepstakes templates. So as you can see, there are a ton to choose from. I'm going to choose this first one. You can preview it to make sure you like it. You can click here to see setup instructions, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to choose the template. In the background, it's going to create the entire account for you, including your email notifications, the design, everything. Some personalizations are done for your particular company, but some will need to be updated. So let's go through this one by one. First thing is, let's come up with a name. I'm going to call this the iPad giveaway. And if you need to add rules, which I recommend you do, ChatGPT is a great way of generating rules, and run it past your lawyer, of course, to make sure it follows all of your local rules and regulations. To add rules, there's two ways of doing it. First, you can say sweepstakes rules. If you want to update the link text that goes to your rules, if people want to view that. And secondly, there's two different ways that people can view your rules. If you want to have the rules posted on your website, then you can do that. It's a better way of kind of getting people to your website and making it look very branded and incorporated into your existing marketing. The second way is to just check here and you can paste the rules right here. That way, when you get the approval from your attorney, just copy and paste those rules right here, and we will observe any line breaks, so it does look kind of formatted, and it will just pop up right there within their campaign. So I'm going to say insert rules here. That way it doesn't take them away from the campaign. They can continue engaging with the campaign even after they view the rules. The submission form, so what this is when people enter the sweepstakes, they have to enter some contact information. The bare minimum is we need an email address. All of the additional fields of data are totally up to you. You can ask for things that are going to help your sales team close business if you're using this to develop leads. So it's totally up to you how you create your submission form. There are separate videos on creating custom forms. For now, I'm going to use the default form. If there are any custom ones created, I can select those down below. Instead of a form, I can actually use a Facebook sign up if I wish. And that is simply going to ask people to, check here to sign up with your Facebook account, and it will prompt them to log in to Facebook. In addition to that, you can actually have an option to do email instead. So if they want to have Facebook or email, that'll be totally up to them. And the only one additional field you can add to that is their name. So you can have either name and email and Facebook sign up, or none of that and only have a custom submission form. So if you want a lot of different fields to in your form to ask them custom questions and things, you will not be able to use the Facebook sign up as well. Double opt-in is a requirement in some countries, but if you want to do double opt-in, this kind of requires people to give you a real email address. So what we do is we will send them an email asking them to confirm their email. And until they do that, it will not allow them to enter. And the only customization you have here is you can customize the instructions for them to go and complete the step. List integration. If you want all of these leads to go directly into your MailChimp account or any of these other tools, we support virtually any tool, and there is a separate video on that in our tutorials on how to integrate your list. But once you actually do integrate that list, you would select it here. Email notifications are created by default, but if you want to edit those, it's very simple to do. There is a separate tutorial video on how to go through and make edits to your email notifications. Sweepstakes options. You can have the winners selected weekly, monthly, every 2 days. There's quite a few options on the frequency of winner selection, or what most people do is a single winner selection frequency. And what that means is that this is your typical sweepstakes where it says something like, for the month of May, join our sweepstakes. We're giving away an iPad at the end of the month. So I'm going to choose that method. What's neat about the weekly ones, just to show you, is this allows people to enter once and have multiple options of winning. So you have a couple of options here. You can actually make it so the initial entry carries into future periods, but it resets any bonus entries. And what those are is when you're entering one of our sweepstakes, you can make it so they can go and join something else that you have in your marketing collection. So like if you are pushing out videos via YouTube, for example, you can give them bonus entries for joining your YouTube channel. And if they subscribe to that channel, they can earn bonus entries, which is a better chance of winning. So what you can do is make it so after that week expires, yeah, it keeps them in the sweepstakes, but it resets all of those bonuses that they earned. So they need to go back and engage with you again to earn additional entries. So it's a good way to get people to re-engage. You can also select here. What this does is the initial entry and the bonus entries carry into future periods. So they enter once and they could win 3 months down the road even for entering once. So it's more of an initial motivation to get into the sweepstakes. So choose this if all you really care about is getting people's email addresses captured. I'm still going to go with once per campaign for this demo. The start time, it defaults to immediately, but if you want a delayed start, then you can change that to a future date. The end date and time is really important. This is when, like, even if you have a weekly contest, it's going to need to know when you want the entire sweepstakes to end. And in this case, I've got 2026, but if you want to change it, this is basically a date selection field. So let's just say I'm going to go with December 31st. And clicking this little clock allows me to actually choose 12 a.m. So now we've got our end time selected, duplicate referred visitor entry blocking. I would leave this the way it is. If you're finding that a lot of people are entering multiple times and getting around the built-in protections against that, you can have strict. And when you go to strict, it's going to block out, like even if you have multiple people at one company, the risk is you might block everybody else after one person enters because they all share the same IP address in that building. So I recommend sticking with standard unless you have a bad experience with multiple people entering your contest that you don't want. The maximum allowed entries, we're going to leave this at unlimited. There's not a massive reason to change this unless your particular sweepstakes needs that. Confetti, we do an animation after they enter, which is a lot of fun. And this is basically the entrance to their thank you screen where we prompt them to share in order to earn bonus entries. So I recommend leaving the confetti because it's a lot of fun. The leaderboard and prize list. You can actually have a leaderboard on the thank you screen that shows people where they stand against the competition. I recommend not using a leaderboard for viral sweepstakes. It works really great for viral competitions, and there's a separate video for that. And the reason I don't recommend a leaderboard for the sweepstakes is that some people get discouraged if they see people that already have, 1,000 entries because they're really doing a lot to engage with your socials and all of the other things that earn them bonus entries. They might feel intimidated, like they don't really have a chance, so they might not even bother to share. Prize list is something that I highly recommend you do. And this is also going to appear on your thank you screen, and it will show people what you're giving away in greater detail. So you can enter unlimited prizes. So you just enter it here, you choose the file, and it will actually create a prize list for you. How to earn entries. So this is where it gets exciting. The first way that people can earn entries is by submitting the entry form. And generally, you should give one entry for that. And at that point, that's when you want to encourage them to earn bonus entries. The one we recommend, secondly, is referred friend joins the sweepstakes. This will create a utility that makes it really easy for them to share the sweepstakes itself. So they will be sharing with friends, recommending that they join the sweepstakes as well. If their friend joins, their friend gets 1 point for joining, but they get 20 bonus entries. So you could make this 50 or even 100. And this basically encourages people to share with friends, and this increases the virality of your sweepstakes. You can also add bonus entries like share a tweet, share to LinkedIn, Facebook share. I want to point this out. This is one thing you cannot do. Facebook policy does not permit this in their terms of service. So we leave this checkbook in there just to make sure you understand that. And you can go through this at your leisure. There are many different ways of engaging. There's also a way to add custom bonus challenges, and it will walk you through as you create those. I'm going to click continue. The next step is going to be the design step, and we have an entire tutorial video on how to use the design step in order to do things like change your logo, change text. It's relatively simple. It's just an HTML editor that you can use, and you have a thank you screen that you can also edit. But here's how it's shaping up so far. You can see on the home screen that this is our iPad giveaway, and we have quite a few things that we've added to our default template. But this is where you would modify all of these. The one thing I would point out on this page, and the design editor goes into greater detail, but the one thing I want you all to make sure you do is go to advanced settings, and right here you can select a page image, because this is really unique to every single client. So these are SEO and OG tags. Basically, when somebody shares your sweepstakes, you want that to appear in their Facebook page or Facebook feed or Twitter feed with a really great image. And you can customize the image that shows in that share by clicking here and selecting a really great page image for your particular sweepstakes. We recommend just taking a screenshot of your actual sweepstakes and then update the text. So any previews of the link that shows up in, like Facebook feeds and things like that, this is what will be shown. This is very generic, so why not customize it to your giveaway? For example, I might say, join our iPad giveaway. That's a lot more compelling when somebody sees that. Finally, you're going to go to the save and deploy step, and you're done. The save and deploy page gives you everything you need to push this sweepstakes out to your database. So for example, if you're going to be sending an email to all of your database, inviting them to join the sweepstakes, which we recommend you do, this is where you would find at the top here your direct link to the microsite. So you would click this to copy it. You can shorten the link. You can generate a QR code for like a tabletop display if you are a local shop or a restaurant. This is where we provide your widgets, and we create all of the code for you in this area down below, so you can add this to your website.